lifestyle, child of God. Good morning, everybody. Man, I just woke up from a powerful, powerful dream. A very powerful dream, just powerful. Um, I don't want to go there yet. Man, I woke up from a powerful dream, man. This dream was so powerful. Um, there was so much going on in this dream, man. There was just so much going on. And it was all in chronological order. And yeah, my man, the Lord took me to, I say the Lord, but I'm really starting to believe it's a little bit more than that. I'm really starting to believe that it's a little bit more than that. And like they say, the Lord works in mysterious ways, right? So we think we know how the Lord works, but He works in a greater expansion than we can ever imagine. And man, the Lord took me in a dream state, and I was dreaming about pretty much everything that I got going on in life, And man, I know I'm a brother for sure now. My brothers and sisters in the dream, not only are they protecting me, but they're also protecting me from brothers and sisters. And it was interesting because, people really are holding on to things. They really are trying to attack me and take me out. But God. And sorry, man, in this dream state, my brothers and sisters were taking care of me. I was in a specific city. I won't tell you what city I was in, but I was in a specific city. I knew I was in that city. And my brothers and sisters, they were, and my elder brother and sisters, they were explaining to me everything, right? They also tested me to see if I really have a skill set of fighting, and I do, and they were all shocked. They also, the shocking thing, man, let me tell you the real shocking thing. I was with my brothers and sisters, and we were in peace and harmony, and everybody was chilling. We were rolling up, as they say. We were rolling up, But in the process of me rolling up, I went into a room by myself, even though my brothers and sisters was there. It's just, I just kind of was, trying to get some space, because it was a lot of us. And we were all in harmony with each other, men and the women, older and younger. But as I sat to roll up in this space with my brothers and sisters, and I began to sing, and I began to sing. And I began to sing, and I just began to sing, and my sister, she was over to the left, and she could hear me sing, and she was like, "Wow." She was like, "Wow, you really can sing." And I was like, "Oh yeah, beloved, It's it's just something I do, but I didn't know you were looking at me. What are you doing, watching me?" And so she brought me in front of the others, and she didn't make me sing in front of them, though, but she did tell them. She was like, "I just heard him. He can actually sing." And I was like, wow. I was like, wow, Lord. Even in the dream, I was like, wow. But yeah, they're protecting me, low key. It's amazing what God shows you in a dream state if you really allow it. But my brothers and sisters are protecting me. And I began to sing in this dream, and she told everybody they got to see me. Actually, I do know how to fight. I just choose not to because I don't want to hurt my brothers and sisters. Because when you love your brothers and sisters, specifically in the black nation, you don't want to hurt them. You don't want to kill them. You don't want that type of stuff, And they felt my heart. Now in this particular city, which I won't name, it's very dangerous to be out at a certain time. It's very dangerous to be out at a certain time. And there's a lot of wickedness going on after a certain time. And so the elders, at a certain time, they lock it up. They lock that door. They lock everything in the house and make sure can't nothing get in. And there's tools. There are tools that are handy just in case they need to, defend the house. But everything was good. The Lord let me see some of the wickedness that happens at night. And I was like, wow. So, in that process, a lot of the sisters were talking to me and sitting me down. A lot of the brothers would talk with me and sit me down. And they were just explaining things to me. But, I got to work at this place. I was working at this place. And I wasn't really even working. I was there, and my brothers and sisters were there, but there were other people there. There were different nations there. And I won't forget Skip from Skip with Shannon and Skip and Stephen A. and Skip, that white guy. He was there. He was working in the, hey buddy. Hi. He was working in the in the building. He was a tennis player. And he was so kind or so nice, this guy Skip. Now I don't know if it was the real Skip, but he was so kind and so nice that people used to bless him with different gifts and stuff. And I remember we were playing tennis in the one of my good friends likes to play tennis, and I believe that was in my psyche because he likes to play tennis. He's a tennis fanatic. And so I played tennis for a little while. I was beating folks, even though I'm not good at tennis, but I beat a couple people, and then they sent me upstairs to go for my sister to teach me some things. And eventually me and some others, we packed up and left out the city. On our way out of the city, black folk were telling me that, he said that was on the right, it was right across the street, kind of like how it is in Cincinnati, how there's a separation of streets, and on one side of the street is black folk and on the other side of the street is white folk. And they were telling me how, I think it was a Catholic school, and they were telling me how, they said, yeah, they don't care about us. They let all this stuff happen and everything. And they were just saying that they don't care about us, And it just so happened to be that these white folks, they was having, how their kids have sports meetings and sport team type stuff. And, I began to stand up for them and talk with them white folks. I spoke in their language to them and told them, basically told them about themselves, and they listened. They grouped up and listened. They didn't sit down, but they were in a group, and they had the colors of the teams of their sons and daughters that they was representing. But I began to stand up for my brothers and sisters, and I didn't yell or scream or nothing. I just was talking to them. Like, y'all are wrong. Mind you, I'm the only light-skinned person in this dream. Everybody else is definitely darker than me. And fast forward that we got back to our station, our house. I don't know if I had roommates or what it was, but we were at this house, and You know, it was a beautiful thing. We were putting away. My daughter was there. That's what I forgot. She was there. And she was having fun. She was having fun. She was hanging out. You know what I mean? Um, so that was good. That made me feel great. That, and I could trust her. Her and her friends were like, because her friends was correcting her, like, "Look, girl, we can't be doing this because it's dangerous around these parts." And she was like, "Okay," following suit, which is great. But then we began to reveal things more and more. And there were two particular brothers in the dreams that I remember that were around. And the one brother, now it might seem like I'm all over the place, but I'm going in as best order as I can, because in the dream state, things move faster and slower at the same time. I don't know how to explain that to you. When you're in the dream state, it feels slow, because I felt like I was there for a long time. You know what I mean? A lot of stuff transpired, but then at the same time, I wasn't there that long. And as I began to talk with some of the brothers, fast forward back to what I was saying, man, me and this one brother, we were like best friends, right? I was like, man, this is like my best friend. You know what I'm saying? Come to find out, this best friend is about to marry somebody I used to date. And I said, what? But I wasn't upset. I wasn't mad about it or nothing like that. I was a little shocked about it. So I was like, okay, that's too close to home. Like, you know what I mean? And I was close to this person. I'm like, me and you, we close too, but that's too close. That's too close. But, eventually the brother revealed it to me, because I think we worked together and we were like really cool. And eventually he revealed it to me because he was in preparation for something. He was already working on something. You know what I mean? He had chiseled out 2 heart shapes in a wall, like a stone wall, because he was about to do some work for the young lady he's about to marry, that I used to be somewhat married to. And so, somewhat. And so the brother was talking to me, and there was another brother there. It was a darker brother there, but the other brother was more brown skinned. That was my friend. And, he was talking to me, and he was just like, this and that, such and such. And I'm like, whoa, okay. But I didn't take offense to it. I didn't take anything to it. I was just like, it is what it is. And I'm actually happy for y'all, you know what I mean? But I did feel a little bit of sadness, like, not too much, though. It was just like, I don't know. It was kind of just like an opportunity missed a little bit, but not really at the same time. Because although we think we miss opportunities, sometimes we really don't, because that's not in alignment really with what God's will, I guess, for our lives is. Because in the dream, I don't think it was supposed to work out that way. I think it was supposed to work out this way. But come to find out, the brother that I was best friends with had always been best friends with the young lady that I used to be with. That triangle need to stop. That's why I was like, Lord. Even though in the dream it was very peaceful, it was a great dream. And I got so many revelations, which I can't reveal a lot of the revelations to you. What I can say is there really are people after my life, and my brothers and my sisters are trying to protect me as best as they can. And they are from that city, my brothers and my sisters, and they know these people very well, you know what I mean? They know them very well, and they also know that they're not right? They're not right because they're street figures. I just leave it at that. They're street figures, And they know I don't be involving myself in the streets like that. I don't. I mind my business. But I do know a lot of street folks. A lot of street folks. Hey, I cannot answer none of this stuff. Hold on. Steven, let me get rid of you. Boop. I just woke up. My day is going well. Juice World. Lord. Rub some coke on your teeth and gums. Let me get rid of you. Got you. Gone. Hi, everybody. Got to get rid of some of these white supremacists. They crazy. And some of these people just saying crazy stuff. I definitely don't be on no drugs. Man. But yeah, never done cocaine. I definitely would never do meth. I'll smoke a cigarette though, cause I be getting stressed out. But I don't even smoke weed like that. It's only occasionally, cause I don't like dreaming. But yeah, my brothers and my sisters, man, they protected me, and they also, are testing me to see what my talents are, for some reason. And I have many talents. But anyway, back to my best friend, and yeah, he's this young lady I used to date. He was been hurt. They've known each other since they grew up, kind of. I think that's how it was in the dream. And it was I was actually happy for them. I was very proud of them. And we began to everybody thought about me. There was two brothers there. It was me and two brothers, and they thought about me, and they said to me, what about you? And I said, you know what? I don't know. I said, I don't know if the Lord has that in the will for me, And I said, but I like to have my AMG back. And so we all laughed. We all began to laugh, We all began to laugh. So I was just like, okay, this is really cool. Um, and then it was just me in the house, and there was some other folks in the house, and we were putting groceries away. We had shopped, and now this is getting towards the end of the dream, and I remember that it was just so peaceful in this dream, even though there were other things going on. And I remember one of my light-skinned sister pulled up, and I remember I was like, I like your jacket. She had a jacket with many zippers on it, but they were different colors. And she had her nails done and everything. Her hair was done. She was looking great. And she had somebody in the passenger side with her. I think it was another female. And it was just very interesting, this dream. But I remember as we were putting groceries away that we were talking again about things. And yeah, I'll just leave it at that. But it was a most excellent dream. I thought it was very excellent. I thought it was very interesting, and the amount of time that I spent in the dream state with my brothers and my sisters, it was really good. So, I appreciate their support, whoever those spiritual brothers and sisters are that are watching over my life. But also that they know they know something about me, that I am high, that I am different. I'm different. They know that. I'm just different. I'm not like everybody else. I'm very different. Very. As they say, one of a kind. I'm one of a kind. Not that nobody else is not different or special or one of a kind. That's not what I'm saying. It's just that I'm very different. Alien different almost. Like almost not from this world, almost type different. But they find it fascinating that I'm so, that I'm so, it's my passion to be on their side and fight by their side when it comes to the elements that deteriorate the Black community. And so, yeah, it was like, they find that fascinating, being that I'm so light-skinned. Plus, I'm very different. I'm unlike anybody that you'll ever meet. I'm very unlike that. So they find themselves protecting me. They found value in me. they found value in me. But yeah, so so the dream ended, and I woke up at peace as usual. And what a powerful dream, you know, what a powerful dream. And yeah, just what a powerful dream it was. And what I like to say, if any of my previous wives still watch me, you know, first of all, to your husbands and your boyfriends, man, I talk about them just because they were super impactful in my life. And that's something that you just have to understand. And see, in the dream, they understood that. In the dream, they understood that. And they just understood it, you know. They're just impactful to my life. They were a part of my life. But yeah, I don't want them. You know, I've let them go. I talk about them because, you know, at the time, whenever those time periods were, they affected my life greatly. They were inspirations to my life. Now, they might be trying to kill me too. I don't know. It's like, nigga, I'm trying to move on. You talking too much about me. No, I get it. But yeah, so that's what pretty much was happening in the dream. And then, but yeah, to them, like, you know, I don't want them. I don't want them. I don't want to interfere with what y'all got going on. I do not want them, you know. I don't even try to communicate with them. I used to, but not often anyways, just to make sure that we was good, you know, that type thing. But yeah, I do not, and I'm not trying to interfere with what y'all got going on, because when the brother told me that he was marrying somebody I used to be with, that, and the dynamic of the relationship, I wasn't upset about it. I was just like, okay, you know. And then as we began to talk about me and my significant other, I was just like, you know, I don't know if that's for me, because if it was, it would have happened already, I believe. But I said, tell the Lord to give me my 63S GT. That's what I want. Tell the Lord to give me my car. And people be like, man, how you believe in God and all you think about is wealthy things? And it's not even that. We're supposed to be able to enjoy ourselves while we're here on earth. I don't know why everybody thinks that in the Christian community thinks that you're supposed to be poor or you're supposed to suffer all the time. Everybody in the Bible didn't suffer. You know, there's many of years in the Bible, right? And everything ain't covered that happened in those years. But it talks about specific time settings of specific people, about specific things that the Lord wants us to know about. You feel what I'm saying? Because everybody ain't covered. And all experiences from the ages aren't covered within the Word of God. So it was an interesting dream. It was very interesting, you know. It was interesting. But the talents, though, those talents, I didn't know that I was going to be emotional about talking about those talents this morning. I apologize for that. I didn't know I was going to be emotional about my people realizing that I'm highly unique and need to be protected, because they didn't realize that I was going to fight for them, that I was born to fight for them. You know, they didn't realize that. They didn't realize that I'm here for them. It wasn't until they seen me in work, in action, and they were like, wow, he really is here for us. And I said, yeah, I keep telling y'all that, man. Y'all don't listen. I kept telling y'all that y'all don't listen. That's what I said in the dream. I'm not ready to go here yet. Let me keep walking for a second. It's not time to go there just yet. Um, what a powerful dream that was, that I was allowed to see things that I wouldn't normally see. And actually, the woman, this is very interesting, everybody. There were some things going on, right? Like I said, in the dream, it was very good, but I also got to see some things that go on and transpire between certain individuals in their lives, and how really they really live in sin. Like, they really living in sin. They damn near wickedness. You know what I mean? I got to see behind the scenes, or behind the closed doors, if you will. And I was like, wow. I just said, wow, like, you know. But I won't talk about what those things are or who those things are, because I couldn't establish exactly who they were. But, I know that I've met them before, and I know that these things are going on behind closed doors. But that's nothing I have to deal with or be concerned with. It's none of my concern. I'm minding my business, even though I know they business, if that makes sense. I'm minding my business, even though I know they business. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm just like, but a lot of this stuff was in the dream was like background too, about certain individuals and how they came to be a certain kind of way. You feel what I'm saying? And there was there's a lot of weird generational things that go on within the Black community that I got to see. I got to see a lot of almost demonic type things that are going on within our community, low key, behind closed doors. The Lord shows me stuff like that, and I told him, stop doing that. I don't want to keep seeing things, but I have to take on the mantle that I am a seer. I won't call it a psychic or a clairvoyant, but the Lord allows me to go into the realms and see in my dream state. He allows me to see things, or the angels come to me, in the dream state, and everything is always at peace when they come to me, and they're always re-encouraging me. That's why I call them angels, because the angels are supposed to protect us, and they watch over us, they say. And I have many of them. And they look like regular people, but even though they're not, if that makes sense. We think of angelic figures with wings and things like that, but in the dreams that I have, where I feel like these people are angels, they just look like normal people. They look like normal people. That's not to say that they was normal. I'm just saying that they look like normal people. So people can be like, this is not scriptural. This video ain't for you. This is not scriptural. This video ain't for you. You need to move on. You need to move on. And if it's not scriptural, then will you go to where you find videos that are scriptural? Everything that God give me ain't always scriptural. Like I said in the beginning of this, God is bigger than we even know. And there's way more understanding that we don't even have when it comes to the Most High God, the cosmic, galactical, the supervisor and manager over all realms. But the dream was a beautiful dream, though, really, for real. And obviously it was beautiful because I got emotional twice already. One over the singing thing, and one over the being special to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Being special to a whole community. But I have purpose. Eventually, I wish I can get to it. You know what I mean? I wish I could get to it. I wish I could get to it so I could be done. I want to be done. I want to be done with my mission here on on this planet, in these physical realms. I want to be done. I'm ready to be done. I just want to complete the mission. But the enemy is trying to stop me because, my mission is a very important one. But yeah, if you really paid attention, man, like I cried twice just now over two different things that were very powerful to me, because I do look to be a great musician, I do. And I do look to be useful to my community. I do look to you be useful to them, and in a dream they let me lead, but they also didn't let me lead, right? Because there's things that they know how to lead in, and there's things that I know how to lead in, and so I follow suit. You feel what I'm saying? I follow suit. But yeah, like, what a powerful dream that I had to get on live and talk about it. This is also for record for me, not just for y'all. Because I need to keep these things on record. I don't really like writing everything down. Some things I feel like ain't supposed to be written down. Some things you got to speak out, and that's my personal opinion. You got yours, then keep your personal opinion. It don't bother me. And it's interesting that I'm having this type of dream, and I got some things I'm dealing with right now. I'm just like, okay, that are very overwhelming. I have a lot of challenges, that I'm facing. And I look to accomplish them on my own, I guess, because, a lot of people in this world they don't even want to help others, and they don't think to help others. And a lot of people are trying to hurt each other a lot. And it's just not right. It's just not right. But I would say I'm proud of my previous relationship. I'll leave it at that. I'm proud of her. I'm glad that you're going to elope with one of your best friends from your past. This guy, he definitely has a lot of love for you. Like I said, he carved 2 hearts out of a wall. And I was like, brother, did you just carve 2 hearts out of a wall? He was like, yeah. I was like, okay. I was like, what is that for? And then that's what I'm saying. He told me what it was about, and then he broke everything down to me while he was in the process of building something for her. I was like, well, and like I said, we talked about me and the future of my life and things like that. But I was like, I remember I specifically told him, I was like, look, tell the Lord to give me the GT63 AMG S. And he was like, what about your woman or your wife type thing? I'm like, tell the Lord. I said, tell the Lord to give me my AMG 63S. You know what I'm saying? I'm gone. I'm out. I did, well, yeah, I don't want to put everything out there, but, what a powerful dream that the Lord allowed me to have. And, people are like, man, what kind of drugs you on? What kind of this and that you dream so much? Man, I don't know why the Lord lets me dream so much. And it's always been this way. Always. Since I was a kid, I dream and travel in my dreams. You know what I'm saying? Since I was a child, I've been doing that. I don't have no control over it. I'm not able to stop myself from doing things or nothing. I've been baptized twice. I've recommitted myself to Jesus. I like your jacket. And I've done all those things, right? But the Lord still takes me and we travel. I still travel. And I don't do no drugs. I really don't smoke weed like that. But when I do, it's really so that I can suppress my dream state, right? That's a cool dog. Hi. What kind of dog is that?
It's a miniature schnauzer.
Oh, yeah, but you look different, though. You look really cool. Hey, have a good day. Yeah, he looks really cool, that dog. I love dogs. I have a lot of dreams about dogs, and they're my protectors. They chase spirits away. They chase them away. Um, that's part of the reason why I had a service animal, because I have a lot of spiritual things going on, and my dog, he could sense it. He could sense it, man. He knew it was some spiritual things going on. You know what I mean? But ever since the Lord called me during COVID, I've been going through a lot of challenges. I've been going through a lot of spiritual things. And for those who don't know about the spiritual realm, good. Leave it at that, you know. Um, if the Lord didn't take you there, maybe it wasn't for you. I don't know why it's for me and why I'm able to do the things that I'm able to do in my dream state. I don't know why. That's part of the reason why I made church life an important thing to me, because I don't know why the Lord gives me these abilities to travel the realms, and I travel realms. I don't just sit in one realm. I travel the realms, you know what I mean? And I go different places, and there's different adventures, That's why I keep trying to tell us, like, Star Trek is our future, man. That is our future. It might take a little minute to get there, meaning we gotta kind of build up to some of the things, but that's our future. We're gonna travel the stars eventually. I believe it. I know 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 that we're gonna travel the stars, I know we're gonna be like the movie Fifth Element. Like, I know it. And but yeah, I don't know why the Lord allows me to travel the stars. I don't know why the Lord allows me, meaning in my dream state, I don't know why he allows me to travel the dream realms, And I know Christians think that type of stuff is demonic, but a lot of Christians and a lot of their leadership, they have no idea about God for real. I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them. A lot of the stuff that happens, I can't even control. I can't control it. It's not something I can control. I just dream. And I think since I was a boy, there was so much going on in my household that was im- uh, negatively impactful to me. I don't know any other way of saying it. And I think that's probably why, part of the reason why I started dreaming, because, when I dream, it's like a safe place for me, And when I get super depressed or whatever, I'll just dream, and I'll go to the other realms, because in the other realms, it's not like here on Earth. And it's not like here. It's unlike anything that you'll ever know. It's different. It's just different. So, yeah, this dream was great. Although I did get to see some negative things, it just was revealed to me, those things, right? It was just shown to me, like, and I was like, okay, I don't know what this part really means, but I see that, like, there's some things going on in our community that we got to deal with, like, and yeah, man, I'll just leave it off at that. I just wanted to talk about it this morning because it was such a long dream, even though it was such a short dream. It was long, but it was short. That's what she said. Anywho, I'm going to get off of here and focus on something else. I got a lot of work to do. Trying to figure things out. So, lifestyle here, child of God. Thanks for joining. Peace.